All right, let's talk a little bit about ping post and how this can drastically improve your lead quality. If you're watching this video, you probably already know what ping post is, but I'm going to give a brief explanation for those that don't. So most new agents, when they're purchasing leads, they call up a lead vendor and they say, I want X amount of leads in these states. And I want it between this age ranges and in these times. And when you're receiving a lead, they're just going to send you leads on direct post. You're not filtering anything out. You gave them some basic criteria of the leads that you want, and now they're just going to fill your CRM up with some leads. You might just be getting leads by email. But the next level to that is ping post. And the way that works is the lead vendor will ping you basic lead criteria like geographical location, the age, the time of day, etc. And then you can bid on that lead in real time to see if you want that lead posted into your CRM. I'm just going to read a little bit from this website here. This is from Boberdoo, which is the lead software that we use and highly recommend. So the entire lead generation industry is transitioning to ping post lead distribution due to its benefit to the lead buyers, lead sellers, and the consumers themselves. However, transitioning to your lead company to ping post technology isn't as easy as flipping a switch. So you need, in order to do ping post, you need some sort of lead distribution software to handle that for you. And that's what a software like Boberdoo does. So let's do a little bit of reading on what is ping post. Ping post allows a lead seller to send partial information, the ping of a lead, to their network of lead buyers. The buyer then determines whether he or she would like to purchase the lead based on this information. They ping you only information that is required for the buyers to make an informed purchase, but not the contact information of the lead. So I'm going to show you what that looks like within the Boberdoo software, and then I'm going to show you how to take it to an even further level with lead identity check. So here we are in the Boberdoo system, and with Boberdoo you have vendors that you buy from and then partners that you might sell leads to. It kind of depends on which space you're in. You're a lead generator, you're an arbitrage person where you buy for lower and sell for higher, kind of a middleman. So let's look at how ping post would look. So here I have a partner opened up, lead identity check. So in this situation, I'm a vendor and I'm selling leads to this lead identity check partner. And I'm going to open up some criteria of what it will take for me to purchase a lead. So I'll say I'm going to spend $5 per lead from this vendor, and it happens to be the same name in this case, but this would be, some other lead seller. And you can set your time of day, how many you want to buy per day, your hourly limit, daily limit. You can set the times that you want to accept leads and don't want to accept leads. So you're in total control of the lead buying process. Let's scroll down a little bit further. And here you can control the states you want to get leads in. So let's say you only want it in Florida and Georgia. You can do that right there. That way when the vendor goes to ping you the geographical information, you'll only accept leads in those two states. You can make sure that the TCPA consent is yes to protect you from any sort of lawsuit. You can set the ages that you want to receive leads from, 4.5 to 79.99. That's typically what we would do in the Medicare space. You don't want any major medical conditions, gender, etc. All right, so that's all fine. Now, the next level to this is to only accept leads that are lead verified and accurate. With bots being so rampant and fake leads just being a huge problem in the industry, 30 to 40% of leads are basically unreachable, are fake, just useless leads. And the players at the high level are not only using software like Boberdoo, but they're putting lead identity check on their ping post methodology, to make sure it passes the verification check. And if it doesn't pass the check, they reject that lead, and then it goes on to the next person. And if the next person does not have the software in place, then they're accepting that lead. So if you're this independent agent, or you're just starting out, or don't have this, you're just getting this direct post, you're doing no filtering whatsoever. And yeah, you can return leads up to like 10-15% depending on the vendor, but there's a lot of times where you can't even get a hold of the person. It's just ringing, and sometimes it never goes to voicemail. So you can't even return that lead because you have no proof that it was even fake. But with lead identity check, we can determine if the phone number matches the name of the user and if the phone number has seen recent activity. You don't want a lead if the phone hasn't seen recent activity. It could be a completely dead line that never gets answered. So with lead identity check, we can take care of all that for you. So let's go to our, Barbadoo calls it outside services. So we have our API, our software built into Barbadoo already. So if you want to get Barbadoo, you can simply say, hey, I want to turn on lead identity check and make sure I'm protected. And you can tell them Jackson Edwards sent you. Okay, so let's look at the integration rules. So we have phone protection, email protection, and address protection. And we have recommendations on which ones to select. So without a doubt, the two most important things is that you want a phone number that has a 68% chance of belonging to the name. We found that is the sweet spot for determining if a lead is real or not. If you want to turn way up, let's say you're arbitraging leads and you want to be really, really picky on what you're taking, you can go up to a 98% chance, and it's basically a guarantee that that phone number belongs to the name. Then the next level is, has the phone number seen recent activity? Again, there's so many numbers out there that are connected. Having a number that's connected is just not satisfactory anymore. You basically can't even get certain numbers in certain area codes because the population is so high. So a number being connected, I can guess a number, and within 3 tries, I'm going to find a number that's connected. It's useless. You can do the same for email. So if you want to make sure the email belongs to the name, you can do that as well. Depending on your industry, this may or may not be important. For the most part, phone is the number one thing that you want to look out for. And we can do the same for address. So does the address match the name of the user as well? So all these things you can do to protect yourself from receiving bad leads. And again, those that are not doing this are just getting the junk at the bottom, at the bottom there. So let's do a real live example now. All right, so here we are on our sample form. So this is, we could pretend this is multiple things. So let's say this is the person that you're buying leads from. This person has a bunch of different websites. They're marketing on several different platforms. They go to a landing page and then they're going to fill in their information. So this is a user putting in fake information. We'll hit submit. So the phone matches name percent is a 62, so we didn't hit that 68% threshold. The phone has not seen recent activity. And if mobile phones are important to you, like you only want to accept phones that you can text, then you can turn on that criteria as well. And the email has a 10% chance of matching the name. So you can clearly see that this is a fake lead. All right, now let's go over to Barbadoo and see how Barbadoo would have handled that with lead identity check in place. Okay, so here we are in our leads area, and we can see that this lead came in. There's John Sally, the information that I just put in, and you'll see it did not get matched to a partner. Again, depending on your use case, you could have been the partner in this situation, so it did not get matched to you, which means you're not going to pay for it. And then we see this little red icon. We'll click it. and we'll see that our outside service lead identity check rejected this lead. So I hope you can see the power of this. This is one of the most powerful ways in which you can use lead identity check. All the major players are putting this on their lead distribution software. It's the best way to protect you from buying fake leads.